option. I heard you loud and clear. Now I know I'm in my power, and you're not welcome back here. It goes 3, 2, 1. I was seeing through your mask, then I course corrected self. Your manipulative tactics you can play on someone else.
What is up, besties? It's your girl, the Karmic DF, back to you again with another video, and this time, woo won! It actually won. I was actually shocked. I really thought it was not going to. So, in today's reading, it is a long one, besties. So grab some snacks, grab some drinks, save it for later. If you don't have the time, that's okay, because this was a deep dive. Spirit not only wanted to talk about past lives, how we can heal it, how to understand what's going on in our reality, how to like hack the matrix, but they also wanted to explain why the world is the way it is today. So there's a lot of stuff that comes up. I did 2 different parts. We looked at Dark Mirror Oracle, where it came out like what's going on in the current world and what we're supposed to be learning from it. And then we dive in with the tarot. Like, that was an hour-long reading. It was intense. And if you're someone who enjoys the general messages, I asked Spirit if they wanted me to do a general message, and they were like, that kind of is the general message. So if you see yourself in the reading, that's for you, bestie. If you feel triggered by something, that's for you to look into, bestie. But we cover kind of why the world is the way it is today, why the relationships we have are the way that they are, why our jobs are the way that they are, why we have the family that we have, why we have the situations that we're in, and how to break free, because that was something else that was added to it. Whoever came out with this idea, I love you. Super shout out to y'all. So as always, these are alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I mean, I'm talking about reincarnation. I don't really know if I need to put that out, but whatever. And also, if you enjoy this type of reading, please, bestie, just do me a favor. Comment anything down below so that the algorithm pushes it out to other people, because I can have a video and just talk about Selena Gomez for 10 minutes and that'll do amazing. But something like this won't. And if we can get more woo-woo people to find us, then we can do more readings like this. So if you're any woo-woo spiritual groups, share this with your friends, besties. Let's help me get this out there so that we can cover cooler topics like this. Because honestly, I feel like you might walk away from this with like a lot to think about, a lot to potentially want to work on, a lot to... You might look at your relationships differently after this. You might look at your parents differently after this. You might look at your job differently after this reading. So please make sure that you have the time, the energy, and some snacks to enjoy it. Because this was like a whole freaking podcast. It's honestly from start to finish, even I was amazed. And you'll see there are certain points where I have trouble kind of getting my words out because it was just so high vibey. So bear with me as I kind of like try to bring in the messages that they were giving me. But honestly, I think this is going to be so helpful for people that struggle in their lives, that want more out of life, that know they can have more but don't feel like they can. Maybe you're wondering why you're in the family you are, the situations you are, the relationships you are. I feel like this is going to give people a lot of clarity in their life as well. So this isn't just past life. We mix psychology and science into it. This is probably one of my favorite videos I've done thus far. So I sincerely hope you guys enjoy it. To my people that quietly watch, if you could just leave an emoji, get this video out there. It's such a good video, and I think it's going to help so many people. So I'm not going to do a general message because your message is in this video. It's somewhere. Wherever it hits the heartstrings a little bit, bestie, that was for you. So pay attention, okay? So as always, thank you for sitting through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. If you want to book a private reading, I'm almost done with the wait list. If you want to be joined to the wait list, please send me an email. My nose itches. The weather is like flipping every single day. I can't even keep up. It's worse than me when I had borderline. But anyway, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok if it's not banned. Comment down below, like I said, please. And I want to hear your opinions as well, because I think that this was just so interesting, and I feel like it's a really great conversation starter. Like, I wish I could just bring this up in public. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Spirit, is there anything that you think I should mention? It could be triggering. It could be triggering. There could be things that you hear that you don't want to hear. Like, for instance, you might be like, I didn't choose my parents. I wouldn't have chose this. I hear you, bestie. Try to work through your triggers. We even talk about triggers in the video. So just listen with an open mind and an open heart, because the whole point of this video is kind of to set you free, to get you to your highest timeline, to make you feel the joy and happiness that you deserve. So I really hope that you guys enjoy it. Please let me know what you think about this reading down below. And again, please share it with people if you enjoy it. So like if you're in any Facebook spiritual groups, share it there. Just share, like, and comment. I'd really appreciate that. I want to be able to do more videos like this one. It was a lot of fun. So without further ado, besties, alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Happy week. Happy life. Let's get into it. All right, besties. So we are going to be taking a look at how our past lives affects us today, how the whole thing works, the process, and then any information that they can give us to help us with that so that we could get, you know, the best outcome for this lifetime. So as always, thank you to everyone that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And please, if you want more readings like this, post an emoji in the comment section, just anything to help it get pushed out more than like a pop culture reading would. The engagement really matters. So even if you just throw a heart emoji, that's fine. And if you know, like if you're in any spiritual groups, like share it with your friends, share it with whoever, because if you want more readings like this and less like pop culture, we need more people like us in the group, besties. So please help me help them find us, if that makes sense. So I don't know if I need to say if this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, but we will be using the Dark Mirror Oracle first to see any negative energies that we might want to know about. And then I'm going to dive into tarot and see what they want us to know. So let's get into it.
Only get one life. Let's choose to do this right. The path is still inside. Leave excuses all behind. Taking me for granted until I just.
All right, so let's take a look. As always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And if you're new here, bestie, subscribe. We would love to have you. And don't forget to like this video and just leave an emoji if you're a silent watcher so that more people will be drawn to this video so that we could do more woo-woo stuff. All right, let's see. What do we need to know about our past lives, how they affect us, and what we can do about it? Downcast pride. Okay, something you're ashamed, a deep-rooted shame within self. Because the two is reminding me of self. Unity, it's reminding me of the Two of Cups, like seeing myself. So the mirroring that we see in other people, why we get triggered by other people. It's our genetic roots. It's like, oh my God. Generational trauma. There you go. Also, it's like with the new moon here, we have to come in with the unknowing, because if we knew, it'd be too easy. That's what I'm hearing. Like, for instance, they're giving me an example. Let's say you struggle with relationships in this lifetime, but little do you know in your past life, you had a husband or whatever, take it as it resonates, where they were like a religious figure and you were the wife and you couldn't speak because they didn't take women seriously back then. It's like this lifetime you come to clear up that mess is what I'm hearing. So it's like your deep-rooted shames are I'm seeing a master key. It's like your deep-rooted shames are what's going to help you evolve in this lifetime so that you can be the best version of yourself, and so that if you're like me, you don't want to come back, you don't have to. So it's like, what are we most ashamed of? Is it our looks? Where is that coming from? Is it our inability? Yeah, because I'm hearing a song, Now That We Found Love, what are we going to do with it? I love that song. Yeah, because it's like, mind your body, baby, move your body. It's like we have trouble getting into our body because of a deep-rooted shame that comes both from generational trauma, but then also past lives. So again, like that example I gave you where it's like you had a husband and a society that didn't take women seriously, and so your voice was kind of cut off, so you have this deep-rooted shame, and you're like, I don't even know why this is so deep. It's because it's coming from a past life. So the key to getting out of past life karma is leaning into the deep-rooted shame, the deep-rooted wounds. When I get triggered, is that emotion equivalent to the situation? You know, like I actually had a recent one where I was walking on eggshells to appease someone else's wounds. And I got to a point where I was like, you know what? You know what I mean? So it's like, where do you feel the need to stunt yourself? Because that's going to be what you're working on in this lifetime, is where you feel like you are. I'm seeing someone with their arms behind their back, where you feel like you're tied. Not tied. You know what I mean? Child that was meant to be. Yep. And growth with that Eight of Pentacles reminds me of growth. Triumph of lies. So it's like, where did we in our past lives either lie to ourselves? A lot of this could be like you know, right now, especially, we're in a place where money is like the driving force. I remember, because I listen to a lot of smart people podcasts, I remember this researcher saying that they surveyed a whole bunch of teenagers in this day and age, and what they want most is fame and money. When they're asked what they want more than anything, it's fame and money. It's not joy. It's not love. It's not connection. It's not the deep shit anymore. So it's like, and then notice how this kind of reminds me of like a, what's it called? Like a store, you know, how mannequins, thank you, spirit. So it's like in our past lives, we might have sought out the wrong things. You know what I mean? Going back to like, let's say, I don't know why, but I'm hearing like an emperor in Rome. I think they're trying to give me an example. So like, let's say there was like a leader in Rome and like you fell prey to being one of the yes men. That's also a big one for the collective that we're experiencing right now is what I'm hearing. Collective has to learn to say no to their leaders. Now this does not mean let's shoot to kill and blah, blah, blah. This just means like, yeah, they're showing me like Martin Luther King, Greta Thunberg, I think her name is, the teenager that fights for climate change. It's like in this lifetime specifically, a lot of us in a past life would have felt like we were, what is it? Something to the man, subservient to the man. And in this lifetime, that's a big one for us as a collective, is how to go, just because you're a leader or just because you make us believe your shit doesn't stink, doesn't mean that that's the truth of it. So I think this is why we're also seeing like celebrities getting called out, because as a collective, we're going, wait a minute, who are you? You remember that meme with the little boy? So it's like we're tapping back into like, we're leaving collectively. This is going to be a bit of like a message from spirit mixed with what you want to know. There's going to be a lot of things. So hope you got your snacks, bestie. But it's like in this period specifically, we're learning how to say no to the shiny shit. Like I'm being drawn to an oracle card that says all that glitters. And the summary is like, you can get all that glitters, but at the end, you're still miserable. I mean, look at people like Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez. They have everything that we're taught to chase and they're miserable. So it's like, in past lives, especially what they're drawing me to is the age of Pisces, where it was about tradition and religion. So it's like we're breaking out of that. It doesn't mean religion's inherently wrong. It's how they misused it, right? So it's like back then, yeah, they're showing me Matilda, where it's like, I'm big, you're small, I'm right, you're wrong. We went outside of ourselves to look for answers. We went to, and sometimes this is good, right? Like when we had the tribals and we had shamans and stuff like that, it's good. But like when you got a hierarchy that's like dedicated to money, goods, stuff like that, that's when we kind of lose ourselves, because it's not about the soul. It's not about the heart. So in this lifetime specifically, there's a big focus on, especially to those of you, because I feel like those are the people that are going to be most attracted to this reading. If you feel like you're not from here, first of all, samesies, there's a mixture. There's generations that are stuck thinking that enough isn't enough. Like it's reminded of the quote I quote a lot of my clients, if you remember this. What if this is great, but not as great as something greater? Meaning we're taught to kind of settle for less than we deserve because that works for the system, right? Like we need worker bees. We don't need more rich people because that fucks up our 1%. So it's like you got a bunch of star seeds, if you believe in that. You probably do if you're watching this, that are coming down here to fuck shit up. Like it's me, you know what I mean? It's people like me. It's even therapists. I'm seeing therapists, nurses, doctors, people that have a passion for, it's like people that are empathetic and sympathetic. They're coming in especially to help the lack mindset, because child I was meant to be in reverse is like, what did we learn in our childhood? Because chances are a lot of it was wrong. And that's no shade to our family, right? Because how could they have known better? Especially because technology, that wasn't a big deal until what? Like I remember in middle school, I didn't have to worry about that shit. So it was like, now that we get technology, we have mental health at an all-time high, depression, anxiety, not knowing oneself, not being able to connect to the body, not being able to feel safe, feel whole. And it's like we're going in a direction, societally speaking, where that's not going to serve us. And it was never meant to serve us, but it was meant to teach us so that we could learn, because this is all about learning. School, Earth is school, exactly. Earth is the planet for teaching. So it's like, you come here to work on your soul. Now, this could be like some star seeds if you relate to star seeds. If not, just throw this away. But this would be like, for instance, I got a past life reading. Apparently, I'm a Vega star seed. The planet got demolished, allegedly, I guess. I do believe in this. I'm just not pushing it on anyone else.
where it was like greed won, and then there was big wars, and then it was Vega was destroyed, or Lyra was destroyed. So it's like a lot of people are coming in, especially like this time is so important. I'm seeing like a huge star over our generation where it's like we're moving from age of Pisces, religion, don't ask questions. Like, you know how it's like honor your parents, honor thy father, blah, blah, blah. It's like dismantling that. And also knowing that, like, because I had this download earlier, actually, the other day. Just because you got a whole bunch of older people around you doesn't mean that they have the answers. Your soul has the answers. It's always had the answers. So we're getting out of this lack mentality where it's like follow the leader and getting back into a place of know thyself is what I'm hearing. Because it's like, for instance, me asking my family how to, do anything in regards to career, it wouldn't benefit me because they're 9-to-5 people. And that's okay. Like there's a purpose for everything, right? There are some souls that are underdeveloped. There are some souls that are really emotionally intelligent, and we're all just here to like play a part in a bigger role. But Earth itself has kind of gotten stuck to like limiting beliefs, limitations. And this is why we're not really evolved the way that we should be. Like it's reminding me of like how the price of living is going up and the price of food and everything else, but our minimum wage, you know what I mean? That's not really doing much. So it's like with that yellow and child that was meant to be in the middle, I just heard it's fuck this shit up o'clock. So it's like work endeavors are going to change. A lot of people that, feel limited to the 9-to-5 are going to realize that they don't want to do that anymore, or they're going to try to do new things. They're drawing me to how I like to blend spirituality with psychology, with science, with facts, because I think it's so important to add to the woo-woo space that there is some, common sense involved in this. So it's like bringing color back to this earth. There was a lot of past lives where we just kind of relied on religion specifically. So this time is very important. I don't know why they really, really want to bring this one up I'm hearing like we got to bring this up before we just get into past lives as a whole, because right now it's like those deep-rooted shames have been placed upon you since birth, and you're meant to break free and start something new of your own. Like notice how she's like tending to this plant that's growing. It's like that's you, and you realizing that you're like meant to connect with yourself, meant to connect with your inner child. Know that your gut is on point. Know that you can trust something that's not tangible. Like that's kind of the vibe, especially in this lifetime, in this chapter. I want to pull a couple more. Atonement. Yeah, this is like, I almost feel like for most of us, it's been demo mode after demo mode, because I'm hearing the humans aren't getting it. That's what I'm hearing. But this card to my regulars always reminds me of the Ten of Swords. So it's like, especially with 3 and 1, 4, family, questioning our roots, questioning if this is where we belong, questioning if, maybe mom and dad meant well, but that doesn't make sense to me. And I'm going to step out of the box. Yeah, I'm hearing out of the box. To basically look like the bad guy for the betterment of humanity. Does that make sense? Let me know if this is making sense, or if you have more questions. I don't mind doing a whole bunch of this, because before, I forgot to say this, Spirit was like, we're not gonna be able to cover everything. Like this could be its own YouTube channel. I'm also being drawn to the fact that she's holding water. So again, when we cry and stuff, like we release that generational trauma. So it's like, and we've also been taught, because think about swords, it's air. So it's like, now we intellectualize our emotions. Therapy is embarrassing, right? I don't believe that. Therapy is wonderful. But that's a societal norm, right? Up until like recently, the pandemic, we weren't even talking about therapy. So it's like, we've gotten into our mind and we've compartmentalized our emotions, which then gets us stuck, because if we're not healing and releasing our emotions, we have to come back, because we have to stop repeating the same pattern. So again, going back to that example in the beginning, if you had a husband that neglected you and didn't care about you, and just like, I'm seeing like someone being a shaman that's like giving information to their husband, and then the husband using it to manipulate the crowd for like wealth and success and gain. And it's like, with 4 there, it's reminding me of home and family. So it's like our priorities are not in the right place. And what I'm hearing is they haven't been for some time. I'm being drawn to like Christopher Columbus and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, okay. Please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just going to direct channel this. This is not me saying it. Let me say this a billion times. This is not me saying it. The reason Trump is so important right now is because it's meant to shake shit up. Because even if he gets things wrong, it's still going to force the collective to evolve. So again, like this reminds me of like gender fluidity with all the colors. It's like, it'll force people to step up and protest. But then also there's good parts of, I'm so sorry, but there are good parts of Trump where it's like taking our power back, taking our money back. So this is why there's so much change happening in the world, because it's like we've been victims and we've just settled for, oh, this is what they say. Okay. Like, again, I'm not trying to divide, but as someone who used to be a diehard Democrat, they said everything I wanted to hear. But at the end of the day, nothing was happening. At the end of the day, I'm bisexual. I fall under the thing. Nothing was really happening for us. Well, Obama did help us in that front. But like, if you've noticed, money, shit's getting more expensive. The bottom dollar for us is not growing. So this is not like, yay, Trump. It's more like the reason that Trump is such a big part of this is because who else is going to go, fuck all y'all, I do whatever I want. You know, it's giving Kanye, hey, Taylor, before you talk, you know what I mean? So because I'm hearing like, while we understand a lot of people hate Trump and a lot of people are afraid of what he can do, the main thing that he's going to help us do is force us to, what I'm hearing is revolt. So we might be seeing in the future, like, mass protests and stuff like that, but that's the point, right? There has to be a villain. So for a lot of people that hate Trump, what is it getting you to do? It's going to stir up your emotions, going to make you go, I don't want to take this anymore because I'm seeing the solar plexus light up. So it's like, regardless of where you stand with him, he's a rule breaker. He's a game changer. And we need that for this time in our lives because the system doesn't work. Do you see what I'm saying? So whether you're pro or anti-Trump, he's still going to make you be the better version of you, because either you're going to go, okay, I like this change. Awesome. Like, we need this. I'm going to go support that. Or you're someone that, because he can't get everything right, right? Obviously, I don't agree with the gender shit, the gender politics, mind your business. You know what I mean? But then those people, they're going to stand up for themselves, protest. So it's like, that's a big reason Trump is in office right now. He had to be, because someone like Kamala, people just be like, okay, we'll rely on you. It's fine. I trust you. We need someone to fuck shit up. Like, that's kind of the vibe, because we're all meant to break shit down. Because I just keep seeing Age of Pisces to Age of Aquarius. Follow the leader, numb yourself, don't ask questions, out of the box thinking, I don't like this, go fuck yourself, I do what I want. You know, like, that's where we're headed. So we need someone that reflects that, even if it makes us unhappy. Because there's things that I don't like about Trump too. Let's not make this about politics, but that's kind of, for those that are like, why Trump? That's your answer. Yeah. 10, again, remember how I was saying it feels like an ending? 10 of Swords. 10, it's like, what in a past life did I fall victim to? Remember how I was just, I love that full circle moment. I was just talking about, what if your husband was an emperor and you didn't have a voice? And now I'm talking about Trump and having a voice. Do you see the difference? It's like, we have to. And then with the black horse, because there's always two, right? The white and the black. The black horse being there, but not the white one. It's like we fall in prey to feeling like we have no control in our lives, which is coming from this life and past lives. It's kind of being, what I'm seeing is like a ball and chain. It's coming with you into this life, but it's making you more pissed off, and it's making you more like, I'm seeing Rocky in my mind. It's going to make you fight for yourself. And that's the whole point, especially with this incarnation. Is that right? Incarnation? This reincarnation in particular, we're supposed to be ending chapters for all of the world. That's what I'm feeling. Like, this is a global thing, and it's coming from years and years and years of follow the leader and losing yourself in the process, losing your light, losing, like, you feel like, I'm being drawn to the crown too. Like, there's actually someone out there that cares about you, or, you know, that you're connected to something bigger than yourself. Like, that's kind of a main message here so far. Yeah. Fragmentation also, going back, when you feel like you're stuck, I'm also being drawn to how, like, technology is making us disconnect from ourselves. Things like caffeine, things that make you ignore your body, right? Like, get up, you check your phone, you don't check in with your body. It's like, we've been taught to be machines, and that's why we're so miserable, and we're not figuring that out. And we've been doing this for centuries, because I'm hearing, what's the song? Remember Me, for centuries. So it's like, this is the lifetime where we bring all parts of ourselves back together. And because technically we are all one, we are all whole, it's bringing the collective back together. So when do we change? Realistically speaking, when do we change? When shit gets really bad, right? When you've reached a breaking point, when you're like, I really can't take this relationship anymore. I don't want to be an addict anymore. I get that. I don't want to be stuck anymore. Like, lately I've been called to reduce my social media intake, because people just are so fucking miserable nowadays. But a lot of times, for the soul, the ones that want to evolve, that came here to evolve, which is probably you if you're going to click on a video like this, You're pulling your pieces of you back together. So you're going, you know what? Yes, I can. You know what? I will. You know what? I'm smarter than this. This reminds me of, I got an astrology reading semi-recently, and he was talking about how the waning crescent helps with intuition. So with that being over her head, it's like, I'm going to trust, yeah, I'm hearing the song, I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. It's like, I'm trusting my intuition. Then with the wings here, it's like, I'm going to break free. Think of like a butterfly breaking out of the cocoon, or, you know, like the rose that grew from the concrete, because look at how she looks kind of gray and concretey. So it's like, you're growing out of the system. You're growing out of limiting beliefs. You're growing out of things that don't serve you. This is like the resolution to a long held belief of not feeling like you have any power, and not knowing thyself is what I keep hearing. Because 9 is like right before the end, because 10's right there. So it's like we're in a very significant period, culturally speaking, where this is how a lot of us feel, right? I give up. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm hopeless. I feel like I'm helpless. I feel like I'm never going to get out of this. It's never going to get better. But that's the darkness following us with the black horse there. It's like those that understand shadow work, or if for layman's terms, therapy, you know, working on the triggers. You know, my dad abandoned me, so now I'm dating guys that do the same. Why? My mom was cruel to me. I'm a lesbian, and now I'm dating women that are cruel. Why? Putting the puzzle pieces together. So we're all collectively at this point learning how to detach from the darker emotions and realize that they serve a purpose, and the purpose is to teach. I'm hearing like fear is false evidence appearing real. It's like we have to learn that we were always in control. Our thoughts create our reality. I always bring this up. I bring this up all the time. Think about the girl that says, all I attract is cheaters. And what does she attract? Cheaters. Why? She keeps putting it out there, and that's her belief. Or someone who's like, I'm always going to be poor. Well, you keep putting it out there and you're not doing anything to change it. Yeah, you're going to be poor. But if you get into the childlike mindset, because notice how this is right on top of the child, which is blocked because it's reverse. It's like once you tap back into your inner child, then it's like you see the light again. You see hope again, the light at the end of the tunnel. It's reminded me a lot of how, you know, when you do shadow work, if you can relate to this, let me know. But like, you tap into things that are childlike that you let go of because you were taught to be an adult. So like, for instance, nowadays I like a lot of Disney movies. I don't know if anyone's heard of How to Train Your Dragon. I think I'm butchering that because I'm channeling. I'm obsessed with that movie series. It's a kid's movies. I even bought the plush stuffed animal. That's why it reminded me of that. But it's like, we think that being an adult means letting go of our creativity, letting go of our youthfulness. Youth is not an age. It's a feeling, it's a knowing, I'm one with the earth. It's like, you know, your stereotypical woo-woo. And so that's a big theme that's happening for this lifetime in particular. So a lot of you, if you feel like, I don't have much hope, I don't feel like there's a way out, I feel like I don't belong here. Yeah, I'm hearing creep. Something is wrong here. I don't belong here. That's another song coming in. It's like, we're meant to feel like we're apart, so then we can realize that we're stuck, so that we can take the swords out of our back and come together. That's the whole point of this lifetime in particular. And that's kind of how past lives work. It's like, find out where the trigger is. Chances are not only is that trigger from childhood, but it's also generations down. So like for instance, I got a past life reading, and it was like, your planet was taken away from you because of war and stuff like that. And one thing about me today, I can't stand war. I'm really against it. I support anyone who goes into it, like war vets, all that. Respect to you if that's your calling. But for me, it's a no-no, bro. For me, it's all about love and light and trying to be a better person than I was yesterday. And that's coming from my past lives of apparently watching civilization collapse. I'm very, very emotionally drawn to that. So figure out what you're emotionally drawn to, because chances are that's where the past life theme is coming in. Maybe you're really passionate about mental health. You might have had mental health problems in a past life. Maybe you're really passionate about music, but you don't feel like you could put yourself out there. There was probably a past life where you were a musician, but you couldn't get out there. Or like your story was cut short. Like, because they're drawing me to like murder mystery. Like they're drawing me to a ghost show where this woman is stuck in her house. It's literally called Ghost. It's a good show. I highly recommend. But like, she gets murdered, and it's like trying to figure out who the murderer is. It's like, whatever you're passionate about and whatever you feel chained to is your keys for winning the game of Earth. What's the back deck? Masquerade. And then there's a huge, we don't know who we are anymore. We don't feel like we can connect with who we are anymore. This is going to be a long one, guys. Sit down. because we've been taught like, don't do that, don't be like this. It's reminding me of how the autism spectrum just keeps getting bigger, and it's like it's almost become other. You know how like you fill out a form and it's like other. Like that's like the only way I know how to describe it. Like neurotypical versus neurodivergent. It's like it's technically not that dichotomous. It's not black and white. It's more that we've been afraid to be ourselves because, like, for instance, maybe a guy wants to wear a dress, but then it's like, no, 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 no. So we're meant to lose ourselves to find ourselves. 6 reminds me of 6 of Swords, which reminds me of transition. So it's like we have to be brave and take off the masks that we've been putting on, right? Like we got to fit in, we got to be normal. We learn this as young as, childhood. Like my mother, for instance, not to drag her, but she went to Catholic school. So a lot of that shit got put on me. When I started to realize I liked women, I was told that was a fad. It'll pass. I only think I like women. It's shit like that. It's like where we've learned to origami ourselves in, close ourselves down to not be ourselves is the key to figuring out what happened in past lives, but it's also going to mirror in this life. So the struggles you have in this life is going to be similar to past lives because it's almost like demo mode, demo mode, demo mode, demo mode, this lifetime action. Like that's kind of the vibe. It'd be like you probably got stuck and it didn't work out in the past life because that's why you're here this time, unless you're starseed. I feel like that's a little bit different. But it's breaking the chains of feeling like you have to be anything other than your most authentic self. And noticing, look at all the color on top of her head. It's like, I'm ignoring that to pretend for everyone else. And it's like, why are you doing that? You're beautiful the way you are. It's okay. Like me, it's okay to be 33 and have 5 stuffed animals on your bed. It's okay to be in your 50s and love karaoke. It's okay to be, 20 and love learning. You know what I mean? It's like, out of the box thinking is what we're all meant to do in this lifetime because it's going to help us grow and evolve as people. Yeah, see, hiding your true self. We're meant to change that. Think about like, this is in the books, right? Like women didn't have bank accounts. Women had to depend on men in order to, thrive, survive. Like I can't imagine what that would have been like for lesbians, you know what I mean? Or people that are asexual and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, I'm also getting a download that I don't know maybe if you have asexual friends or if you are, that's because you're a different star race is what I'm hearing. There's something about asexual people are a specific star race where they either stopped procreating because they didn't need to. So they don't really, because what they're showing me is like a Ken doll with no parts. So it's like they come from a star seed where it's like, I almost wonder if they make beings in a lab because that's what I'm seeing. So it's like the asexual people, but I'm seeing like 70-30. 30% of asexuals roughly, and don't scream at me, might have trauma and that's why they think they're asexual. But then there's other ones that are like a star being where it's like, we don't feel the need to do that because that's not how we make our people go on. If we do need people, it's almost like we make them in a lab because we know how to work with consciousness. It's very 9th dimension is what I'm hearing. They're like, you're not going to understand it. And then they're showing me 0s and 1s. It's like, okay. So that just came out if you want to know about asexuality. But it's like we are meant to be a variety of things, right? Not just heterosexual, not just gay, just anything. Fluidity is like how it's meant to be, but we become so boxed in. So that's a lot of what's going on in this lifetime. So yeah, I'm going to dive into the cards now. I know this is going to be a super long one. Let me know if you guys enjoy this. Please make sure you leave a comment if you're one of those who enjoy it, but just, you're a silent watcher, just so that the algorithm is like, okay, people like this video. Because if you want more of this, we have to get people to watch it. You know what I mean? And everybody wants to know about Ariana Grande, but not about how to get out of stuckness. So the first message is right now, it's a very pivotal moment in our evolution. Like everything is going to plan is what I'm hearing because we're supposed to break free. So now let's check out the tarot and see what we need to know about past lives. And yeah, let's. All right, besties. So we are going to get into the cards. As always, thank you to everyone. This is through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And if you're new here, bestie, don't forget to subscribe. To my silent listeners, just put an emoji or something so we could get this video out there. Right away, when I first started shuffling, it was really, really hard. But I noticed that because I had a feeling, as I started to shuffle it more, it got easier and easier. So I feel like that kind of goes with what we're going to learn. It's like, it's supposed to be hard in the beginning because you're learning. It's like you're getting your bearings. What I'm seeing is like a kid on a bike with training wheels, and it's like eventually you take those off, but it's like that's how our life works, if that makes sense. So I don't know if I should say allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. Can you get in trouble for saying that past lives are facts? I don't fucking know. Anywho, all right, what does Spirit want us to know? How our past lives affect us? What is this? Two of Cups. Yeah, mirroring. Okay. The Moon reverse. Two of Swords reverse. Does anyone, just a random question, if I have younger people, do they teach cursive anymore, if you guys know? Anyway, it's just a random question. So twos. Look at all these twos. Okay, so a lot of the people that you have issues with in this lifetime, and you'll know who it is. They're meant to be your mirrors. So like we'll have karmic relationships because what I'm seeing is energy lines. And it's like, let's say you're anxiously attached, right? You're an energetic match to someone who's emotionally avoidant because that's where you're at. It's yin yang. It has to balance each other out. So it's like, this is where it might get gross, sorry. But it's like, you might have let's say a spouse this lifetime that is very emotionally abusive, but in a past life, they were your father and they withheld love from you. And like, it's that. It's like the souls that are the most triggering for us played a part in our evolution in another past life. So I'm sure some of you are thinking of somebody that you fucking hate. Chances are, depending, it could be a trauma bond is what I'm hearing, but there's also the main ones, the one where it's like, you can't stop thinking about them. It's been like 10 years. It's like, why is this person still on my mind? You had a past life, most likely. But a lot of this has to do with like mirroring. And it's like what we can't see because, like, think about it, right? How would you know your face without a mirror? So it's like everyone is designed to mirror your potential and your wounds. So I don't know, Spirit, can you give me an example? The illusion of division. It's like, how do I describe this? This is so like extraterrestrial, so bear with me here. People are meant to teach us because we can't see for ourselves. So it's like, for instance, if you're born into poverty, it might be to teach you how to like gain stamina. It's really hard. It's, you know what, I'm going to pull a couple more first because it's very, I don't know how to describe this other than energy. They speak in energy and it's like, I get it, but then to put it in the form of words is where I'm struggling. Hold on. Eight of Pentacles working on it. Okay. What is this? Three of Swords, heartbreak, predict. Okay. How we run away from people or, okay. So there's also a message here of like, your intuition knows before your brain does. So like, you know how like a lot of times we'll get into these relationships and it's like, why did we stay in this for 5 years? I knew, like I saw the signs. It's like you are always in touch with your higher self. That person probably sold you to the Salem witch trials. And that's why your body's going no, but your logical mind is saying yes. Because it's like, it's still meant to play out that wound. It's still meant to, so for instance, like going back to anxious attached versus emotionally avoidant, right? Like I had a really, really strong karmic that may have been a soulmate. I'm not sure. But he triggered in me so many wounds of like, why am I not enough? Why won't you give me what I need? Why are you not there for me when I'm there for you? This was like 4 years ago. And it sent me into a spiral of working on myself because it like finally clicked for me where it was like, well, how can I ask him to be what I need if I'm not even being what I need? So it's like everyone's kind of designed and put on your path to show you how to be your better self. Like for instance, there's going to be people that inspire you. They're showing you your potential. There's going to be people that trigger you. They're showing you the wounds that are still left to heal. So for instance, going back to that guy that triggered the fuck out of me, that was back in 2020. This dude wanted to like take on the world. He wanted to, I don't want to give him credit if he's somehow watching this, but like he wanted to work in politics, for instance. And for me, like, I was like, oh my God, like I was enamored with it because it was like, you want to change the world. That's incredible. But what I was seeing was the me that was going to come, the me that I was going to be today. And so it's like, notice what inspires you and notice what triggers you because that's the key to unlocking what your soul came here to do. Who's this? The High Priestess in reverse. You have to come here with your intuition blocked, otherwise you wouldn't learn the lesson. So it's like, if you came in knowing that in this past, my last lifetime, you were my dad, first of all, why would you date your dad? You know what I mean? So it's like our 3D ego would get in the way. So that's why it's like what I'm seeing is like the slate getting wiped clean, but it's like the soul still has the memory. So it's like, this is so fucking woo-woo. So because your soul has the memory, it's going to be drawn to specific souls. Like, for instance, again, going back to that guy that I was talking about, I met him on Tinder. He had this little video snippet, and that's what drew me in. But I intuitively felt drawn to that. So it's like, trust the little niggle within your gut, because even if it's meant to cause heartbreak, it's still going to bring you closer to yourself. The problem is, collectively speaking, because they really want to focus on that too, we've gotten to this place of like, work, money, and tangible things makes you worthy. So a lot of times we're tapping out before we should even be tapping out. Like, for instance, we have a school system that's designed to like, it's not fortune favors the brave, it's fortune favors the subservient. That's a really good quote. You can quote me on that. I like that. And so in this lifetime, we have to have these things mirrored to us. Like, for instance, hating war, right? Being really angry that we're seeing a lot of war on TV. That might be something that your soul saw in previous lifetimes. So it's re-triggering that wound to help you heal it. And then it could be just to heal it, or it could also be because maybe you're supposed to be in a position of power, like going back to like Greta Thunberg, I think her name is. So it's like for me, okay, here's a great example, right? My parents were young. I didn't get the emotional stuff that I needed. Long story short, really fucking passionate about mental health, right? Like, I'm very driven for mental health. But would I have been driven for mental health had I not have gone through everything quote unquote bad about mental health to get to this point? Or me becoming an alcoholic, it was in my bloodline, so that's the generational trauma playing out. But then also I wanted to stop it because I'm being mirrored with, I don't want this anymore. What am I going to do about it? This is the life I'm giving myself because I'm expecting heartbreak before it even happens. Life is miserable, you know, misery loves company and all that shit. But it's like, all of these people are meant to illuminate to you either what's promised for you, what's promising, you know, like, are you drawn to me? Maybe you're supposed to be a creator yourself. Like, it's kind of that vibe. Or like, let's say I trigger a wound within you, right? Like, I recently had a big YouTuber just try to be really disrespectful on my page, and I just reported it. But it's like, what was I triggering within that person? You have to ask those bigger questions, because that's what's going to help you. It's like, it's a mixture of past life and generational karma and what you signed up for in this lifetime, because it has to mirror that. So there's certain souls that you have to connect with because they show you things. Like, I really truly believe that guy I was talking about, I was meant to meet him because it made me go down a complete spiral. I ended up buying Moldavite, and then I went through that. So if you know, you know. But it's basically like, they want you to understand the game. That's kind of the vibe here. It's like, if you understand the game, if you understand how it works, you'll get through this unscathed, is kind of the vibe here. It's like feeling your feelings, observing what, because notice how the birds are on top of the full moon, and the birds are supposed to speak to like a higher consciousness. So it's like, when I'm getting triggered, what is this telling me about myself? Y'all know I love to say that. In the mirror right here, right next to the Two of Cups, it's like people are mirroring. Why are you pulsating? There you go. I just saw a spirit guide wave in front of the camera. Okay, so they're just fucking with me. Ancestors. That's why. So think about like I have this with a lot of clients. I'll have someone come to me for a couples reading, right? They're in an unhappy relationship. And I'm like, did your parents have an unhealthy relationship? Because I'm seeing here, like, you'll have a generational trauma that you came down to break. So like, maybe, like, for instance, my mother, dad wasn't around, so she had to step up. She had to do 2 jobs for us to get by. And she had to be extra strong. I didn't need that because I had her. So then mine was like, she's passing the baton, right? She got out of the unhealthy relationship, but now I'm repeating the unhealthy relationship so that I can learn it. But then also, now what choice do I make? Do I get out of it? Okay, great. Then I'm learning and my soul's evolving. So that's kind of the vibe here. Honestly, they're just telling me shit, so I'm just going to kind of run with it. I hope this answers your questions. Honestly, we could do a part 2 if you want. Eight of Cups. Yeah, it's like walking away from shit that don't serve us, especially in past lives. We wouldn't have had that option, especially here on Earth. A lot of traditional, right? I just keep being drawn to Age of Pisces, Age of Pisces. Follow the leader, listen to your local preacher, but it's like not everyone's made differently. Not everyone's meant to follow the, like, you know how they have like two paths? This is always like a meme or something where it's like the path most followed and then there's this like rugged one with like dirt and shit. It's like we are used to following the road traveled. We need to follow the road less traveled. So there's a specific, like, they're really honing in on this lifetime in particular because it's like our ancestors just couldn't do it. Whether it's because they were women that didn't have rights, slavery, shit like that. We came here to like fuck shit up. We have the perceived, what I'm hearing is we have the perceived illusion of lack, the perceived illusion of I cannot. And we're supposed to be learning that, yes, you can, because your thoughts create your reality. And I know this for a fact because I've gone through this, right? Where like you date someone, they're not emotionally intelligent, but you got to work on that yourself. So then you go within and you're like, okay, what about me is not, why am I getting triggered so easily? I can't expect someone to be evolved if I'm not evolved. So let me delve into that. And then it's like, check for your soul's evolution. And then you move up a notch. And then it's like, okay, I need to learn that, you know, just because my parents suffered from lack of finances doesn't mean that that's my story. So how do I retrain my brain that I can bring in abundance? And then I go down that hill, figure it out, check soul's evolution. It's like things we signed up for and like moments, but it's divinely timed. It's not like by year 6, they don't move that way. It's like energy. It speaks in energy. It's why I'm having such a hard time with this reading, because it's like, okay, energetically, you finally learned the lesson. This is why, like, okay, for any of you that have actually done some shadow work and stuff like that, you ever notice like after you do some healing, you don't attract the same type of people anymore? Like I used to attract really, really big douchebags. I don't attract them anymore. Now I seem to attract anxiously attached, to be honest, but I'm a little emotionally avoidant these days. So it's like everything's a mirror and everything is kind of like school. You can't get to senior year without completing freshman, sophomore, junior. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's that same thing. And so you come down here to learn. And that's kind of why, like, I know some people hate to hear this, but this is why, like, we pick our family, right? I have a family that came from damn near no money, unhealthy relationship attachments. And then I came in, mental health, addiction, all of those in my bloodline, strong. I came in, I had all of those to deal with, and then I had the choice, right? It's the quote that I always bring up where it's like, 2 brothers have an alcoholic father. One's sober, one's alcoholic. You ask them why, they'll both say their father, meaning we have a choice. So it's like, what are you going to choose? And then the souls that you're really drawn to are souls that you've played these parts out with in the past. So like your mom may be really emotionally unintelligent, and what you're missing is she's actually a younger soul and she was your sister in a past life and she looked up to you. So if you have like a weird relationship with your mom where you feel like you're a parentified child, and you feel like you're more mature, chances are you're an older soul, and that's why the relationship is kind of like squandered, because you played different parts and your soul remembers that. So like, for instance, my mom going to me for advice all the time instead of it being vice versa, probably because in a past life I was a shaman and she was going to me for, you know what I mean? Like it's that type of energy. I don't know if you guys are gonna like this. Let me know. Yes. Okay. Becoming your own hero. Yeah. It's like we have a problem in society, especially where we don't like to let go. We don't like change. We fear change. We feel like we can't save ourselves. We always expect somebody else to do it. It's like I have this argument all the time. If we all just decided to stop paying taxes, what would they do? If we all came together, TikTok would have been like the best chance for us to do this too. If we all came together, they'd be done. You know what I mean? Like, look at how many protests and peaceful stuff that has happened has changed the course of history. We live in a time where people feel like they're victims, but a lot of it has to do with like outside forces, like what families we were born into, also the rise of social media, so external validation. And if we go that route, then we lose ourselves even more. So it's like this life in particular is meant for us to learn how to be our own hero. Learn how to go, if this isn't if this isn't fueling me, I need to walk away from it. If I'm in a friendship and they're draining me, this isn't good for me. I need to walk away. If I'm in a relationship and I feel like this person's trying to have power over me, there's a 50-50 shot that in a past life they probably did, or they were someone in power and they're used to it. You ever people that like biggest egos and I'm sure you're all thinking of somebody, someone in your life, huge ego, and you're like, bro, you are not even that hot. You're not even that smart. You're not even that cool. How is your ego so big? Past life, they were like a warrior. Past life, they were an emperor, stuff like that. So it's like your soul remembers. It's why like your personality, even though you like when you pass away, if you ever get a reading from a medium, hi, I can do some of those too, a little bit. That the essence never changes. Like we are who we are. A creative will always be a creative no matter how many times. A philosopher, for instance, I've been told in many of my past lives, I've been a philosopher. It's in my blood. I always want to learn and I always want to teach. So it's like lean into what you're good at. Fuck the status quo. Are you really drawn to be creative? You're probably meant to be a creator. Are you really drawn to help people? You're probably meant to be in the healing field to some capacity, even if it's a 9-to-5 like a therapist, right? Or a doctor. We need doctors, firemen, policemen, stuff like that. It's like your soul knows. It's just that there's so much outside noise from the real world. It's reminding me of John Mayer's, I just found out there's no such thing as the real world. It's like we have to unbuckle ourselves. It's reminding me of like Fear Factor when there's a challenge, but at the end of the day, you know it's a game. It's like our soul knows that this is a game. Our soul knows this is for our evolution and to learn. It's like going to school. The soul knows that, but the mind gets attached because we are designed to be attached to things. Y'all got to let me know if you enjoy this because I know this is all over the place, but they got a lot to say. Okay, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, resiliency, but then also work. What about it? Page of Detach. This is also about jobs. So like, especially with today's economy and shit like that, you don't have to work a job that you hate. Like I keep being drawn to Age of Aquarius. Like what skills do you have? Like I remember having a client that, and if you're watching this, hey girl, what did she do? Something to do with like, spirit help. Oh, right. Okay. She did healthcare for like 10, 20 years. And I saw that there's a potential timeline that she could jump to where she could be a YouTuber and tell stories and educate us. Like think about how many doctors have YouTubes right now. Neuroscientists. Like I follow all these people. The lack is because society makes us believe there is lack. There isn't lack. It's just that it's like, once you know the game, you play the game. So like, for instance, the 1%, chances are they have an astrologer on standby. Chances are they fuck with the law of attraction manifestation, but then they put into the media, the regular media, oh, that's woo-woo shit, it's not real. That's not true. And we know that because think about a lot of people, right? You can think about Selena Gomez said she manifested Benny. True. It's true. Our thoughts create our reality. And that's what we're meant to learn. It's like, you're free. You're what did you just say, Spirit? You're a sovereign being and you're supposed to break free in this lifetime, especially in this time specifically. There's such a strong emphasis on that because it's like what I'm seeing is like scales tipping. It's like our ancestors have been slowly pushing the scales, and it's like our generations in specific, we're supposed to break this free. And it's going to look ugly sometimes, right? Like with that death card there. It's like transformation's never pretty. Sometimes it's protest. Sometimes people die. It's war. But that's because people don't, first of all, it's because they don't have the emotional intelligence to communicate effectively. So that's something we need to learn again. So it's like when it comes to past lives, we're really just repeating old shit, but with different players, different masks, erasing the past so that we can try it again where our soul remembers, but our brain is confused. And we have to learn how to lean into our gut and heart and out of societal norms and expectations. If you watched my, I think it was the autism video, it's like they kept saying, you're not broken, you're different. It's like we're not meant to be like societally wired, for lack of a better word. What the fuck is that? The world. Okay. Yeah, cyclical behavior, Ace of Cups, learning how to pour into yourself and stopping the cycles that you see in front of you. It's like everything's meant to teach you something. Are your parents unhealthy? You're probably meant to learn how to have a healthy relationship. Are your parents in a lack mindset? You're probably meant to learn how to bring abundance into your family. Were your parents abusive to some extent, emotional, physical, and you want children? It's like you're supposed to break the chain. That's the whole goal with every soul. It's just some souls don't do it. Some souls know that they're meant to be the lesson for others, while others are meant to evolve. Like, because I can feel some of you thinking about other people. Some souls didn't come here to break it. For some, they're still on demo mode. So those people that you want to save, right? The people you want to take with you. Like, I get it now. Let me share this with you. Or my parents have that lack mindset. Now I don't have it. I want to teach them, but they don't want to learn. It's like they're not meant to in this lifetime. It's your lifetime to win. So also realizing that you come first, right? The airplane analogy, you put the mask on you, and then people that are meant to follow will be inspired by you. Remember the mirror? Going backwards here to full circle this moment. And that's how this works. Like this is how it works. I have swords. But you have a conflict with your brain, and that's the point. The point is the brain gets in the way because the brain is scientifically designed to make your life easier. But the problem is, you ever watch the movie Click with Adam Sandler, where he just fast forwards through the things that he finds monotonous, but then he realizes on his deathbed that he should have appreciated those things? It's like when we stop battling our mind and let go of societal expectations and lean into our heart, we can manifest better. We heal our challenges. We stop cyclical behavior. And that's all we were meant to do in this lifetime. Heal and bring about change, specifically in this chapter. Pentacles. Yeah, birthing anew. You're supposed to come here to change what you did in the past. The Chariot reverse. It's like, you know how they talk about like soul reviews? I don't know if I actually did a video. I kind of feel like I did. I don't remember. I'm like mid-channel here. My brain feels like that looks. You got to invest in the things that are wrong for you first so that you understand it, to then go, I want something new, to then take that wisdom and go somewhere else with it. Like, look at how on this Chariot, it's like she gets information from the animal and now she's coming back with a vengeance. Like, look at her face. It's like, I'm not playing around no more. Like, oh, yeah, say it again, Spirit. Throw me to the wolves and I'll come back leading the pack. I'm butchering it, I'm sure. But that's kind of the vibe. It's like you have to be immersed in what you don't want to then save yourself, to then realize what you do want, to then attract the things that you do want. Does that make sense? I feel like this makes sense. It makes sense to me. All right. Spirit team, we've been at this for almost an hour. Let's wrap this up. What final messages do you want people to know about past lives and what they can do? I just heard the song, You Gotta Have Faith, Faith, Faith. If you've ever seen the show Eli Stone, I believe it's on Prime Video. Highly recommend it. It's about a guy who has psychic intuition and he just finds out. It's really great. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Money's not everything. And then money is also a frequency. Because notice how on this card, she's Queen of Pentacles, but there's no pentacle on there. It's all energy. And look at how it's mirroring like light back to her. So it's like, you want money, you want to be rich. If you want to be rich for the wrong reasons, this is why people like, you know, the celebrities, they bottom out because it's like they're not doing it from their heart space. They're doing it from, I want to be rich and famous. And so it's like, if you want to have financial security, you got to be secure within yourself. It's an energy. The Hierophant, yeah. It's like the traditions is what's screwing us up. We came here, we're taught to respect our elders, even though our elders don't know shit and they left us with a broken world. And then we're sitting here, we're wondering why we're so messed up, why America is $36.6 trillion in fucking debt, but we got to pay them once a year. What is up with that? Not that I'm bitter, but I'm bitter. Because it's like we could all make this stop tomorrow, but the one thing that they do the best is divide us. They put something in front of our screens and get everybody fucking worked up. And here's the thing, is what I'm hearing is they know our psychology better than we do. So it's like, that's why we need to learn this stuff. Like, for instance, you're having generations of men being taught, don't have emotions, don't be sensitive, that's weakness, you're gay, blah, 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 blah. And then you're shocked when people have gender fluidity that men are the first to jump and be like, danger. It's what they're taught. So it's like you have to unlearn what you're taught. Get away from the tradition and find who you are. And that way you can get out of this cyclical behavior that your soul signed up to be in, because how would you understand if you weren't immersed in it? How would you understand poverty and then really value a dollar if you weren't in poverty? Think about Nepo babies. They don't value their money at all, right? Because they've always had it handed to them. I wouldn't be shocked if I had people that are watching this that struggled with poverty or just, you know, not having enough, or parents that are like, no, you need to work this 9 to 5. And you're like, I don't care that my family are all accountants. I want to be a massage therapist. Like, it's breaking the mold and realizing that money is an energy, it's a frequency. And if you want it, you have to be in alignment with yourself. This is deep. Page of Pentacles reverse. Expectations not being met. Expectations thrown on yourself. Expectations from your parents, from society, from the media. You're not skinny enough. Take this pill. You're not cool unless you're on Facebook. You're not pretty unless you have a Snapchat filter. It's like we're so disconnected from self. And it's like now I'm being drawn back. So like if you feel like you're an older soul, you probably came from lifetimes where you realize that like, yeah, I'm seeing like Pocahontas in my mind now. Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Where it's like we were connected to the land. We knew that like herbs and stuff like that helped with immunity and blood pressure. Like it's reminding me of this Dr. Living Good. He like quit because he calls it sick care, not health care. And apparently like blood pressure meds, they say you can't have grapefruit, but apparently grapefruit helps lower blood pressure. So it's like everything's a fucking scam. And you're supposed to realize that everything is a scam because you're supposed to tune into yourself in this lifetime. It's like we're supposed to break the matrix in this lifetime in particular. So it's why it feels so intense right now. Because it's like we all intuitively know that this is not how it's supposed to be. But it's like, are you going to be brave? Yeah, it's reminding me of the Jane the Virgin that I love. Where it's like, am I being practical or am I being brave? And it's like, choose to be brave. Magician? Yeah. It's like we don't believe that we can manifest our own desires. But if we're in alignment and if we heal the things that are blocking us from it, like, of course, you're going to be broke if you don't feel like you can have the money. You know what I mean? Like you come from, for instance, I came from nothing, right? And it's like, I didn't really believe that I could. But then the moment I started to believe, it was like money started coming in a little bit. It's like the universe will show you that you're on track when you follow what it is you feel you're supposed to be doing. Whether it's leaving a spouse, dropping a friend group, walking away from a job that doesn't work for you anymore. It's like you have to follow that, like, that fire in your solar plexus that's like, there's more than this, but everything outside of you is designed to trick you, magician in reverse, illusions, into believing that you can't, you won't. So that the 1% that's been feeding off you, I'm being drawn to like, was it Roswell? No, Rothschild? That family that's been rich for fucking ever. It's like the same people are still getting the same higher, you know what I mean? I'm having trouble. This is so high vibrational. Bear with me here. Like, the queen, right? Like the family lineage instead of, but then you have someone like Princess Diana that was probably put, yeah, I'm getting a big yes. She was put into it to make them have to look at themselves. And that's why she got, and if you want me to do a video on that, I would love to. I will. Let me know. But it's like, you're probably meant to be a rule breaker. You're probably, if you're a black sheep and you can resonate with that, you're probably meant to switch shit up. And even if you don't resonate with that, if you feel that something's making you unhappy, it's like, we're literally on a floating ball in the middle of space. We have a giant floating ball of fire that keeps us all alive. And you want to sit here and stick to rules? None of this shit makes sense. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, trust that your soul knows better than your brain does. Your brain is just the accumulation of everything you've learned thus far. So if you don't remember your past lives, obviously, then of course you're going to be like, oh, no way could I be brave. But it's like, but I have that fire inside of me to do so. There's a reason for that. Yeah, King of Wands reverse. We're being stifled of our ability to lead, take charge, feel like we can wield our own wand, create our own reality. But that's, you have to think that there's no way before you can break through. Like, how are you grateful for something unless you work hard at it? You know what I mean? Like that type of vibe. Like, you run a 5K. It sucks during the 5K, right? You're running, but when you get to the end, it's like, oh my God. Yeah, it's reminding me of Ariana's song, Look What You've Taught Me. And for that, I say thank you next. So like getting into a headspace of like when that relationship breaks down. Yeah, they're an asshole and you got to honor the stages of grief. But it's like society gets stuck in anger and sadness when we're supposed to then feel, you know, forgiveness and acceptance and just detaching. We never, it's like we hold on and we make our identity our pain, but that's what we did in our past lives. And most often it was because we didn't have a choice as well. Whereas now it's an illusion of not having choice. So then we have to decide, do we want to continue with believing we don't have a choice? Or do we want to throw it all and bet on us? You know what I mean? That's kind of the vibe. Seven of Cups in reverse. Realism. You're meant to believe that you're not powerful because that doesn't benefit the powers of it's like the earth has been hijacked by greed. And I don't think it's like an alien or a conspiracy thing. I just think it's humans got detached. You know what I mean? We don't put our feet in bare grass every day. We have homes, right? People put their shoes on even when they're outside. They don't earth anymore. Notice how like animals will go crazy if it's about to rain, and birds know to go somewhere else. They don't have someone on Fox News or MSNBC going, it's going to snow tomorrow. They just know. They're still attached to everything because we're all connected. It is all connected, but we are disconnected because of how much, yeah, it's reminding me of the movie Free Guy where he's like, ooh, shiny, and he's like going after everything. We are lost because of the ooh shinies. And in this lifetime in particular, we came to free ourselves, realize that we're whole, attract the people that we're meant to be with, obviously, but attract the people we're not meant to be with to mirror what we can heal and to mirror our potential as well, right? When we see the potential in others, we're seeing our own. Yeah, you get it. All right, let's wrap this up. This was a long one. Let me know if you guys made it to the end. If you made it to the end, do a purple emoji, purple heart. Nine of Cups, manifestation. What did I say? The Hangman in reverse, realizing you're not stuck. You're not stuck. Your ancestors might have felt they were stuck. And in past lifetimes, you probably were actually stuck. So that feeling of stuckness is still in your heart because you remember it from somewhere else. Like, for instance, I hate bringing this up, but I'm gonna. I got that past life reading. It said that my home was destroyed. I have a really hard time with feeling like my home won't get taken away from me. It's a very weird fear of mine. And while, yes, I did have a lot of poverty, I always had somewhere to land. But there's a deep-rooted fear in me that, like, what if I don't have a home? And I've never actually been homeless. I've definitely couch surfed at one point, and I've had horrible home situations, but I've never been homeless. But my soul remembers. So it's like that's the key to figuring out what you need to heal and what the key to like what you came here to work on. So I would write a list if you actually want to do this. I would write a list of like what triggers me, what are my fears, what are my biggest fears, the deep, deep ones like mine. I'm afraid of not having a home. It's coming from a past life. I got to heal it by being my home, my own home, feeling safe in my body. It's something I'm working on every day. You know, grounding, meditation, shit like that. Learn your own weaknesses so people can't use it over you like they did in past lives. You're not stuck anymore. In this lifetime, you have much more wiggle room and freedom. The internet, you can create a business if that's your calling. You can do whatever you want. You just have to, it's reminding me of the quote I always say, choose your hard. Yeah, 10 of Wands reversed. It's like when something's a burden, it means it's over. It means it's finished. 5 of Pentacles, this abuse of power, whether in relationships, work, all of it, it's an illusion. And while it hurts when we have to honor that, once we grieve, we release those chains, energetically speaking, and then we can move on, right? You ever like for instance, when my on and off fiance passed away, oh my God, I cried and I grieved and I grieved and I grieved. And then eventually I hit a point where there just really wasn't much left for tears, you know? I finally had to reach the point where I accepted it. So it's like, we have to implement that into all the things in our lives, you know? A friend breakup is just as serious. Like, you probably will never talk to them again. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a death. Honor those emotions so they don't get trapped, because that's what makes us come back. It's like we left things unfinished. You know what I mean? Like, let's say in a past life you died of a drug overdose. So you might deal with drug addiction in this lifetime because you're supposed to break the chain you didn't break in the last life. Or let's say you have a lot of unhealthy relationships in this lifetime. Chances are in your past life, you ended up with someone you didn't love, didn't actually have a connection with, that took power over you. Now it's playing over again so that this time you can go, you know what? I deserve more, and I'll wait until I meet someone who's actually worthy. Work, all of it. Career, life, all of it. Look into what hurts. Look into what your fears are. Those are the keys to unlock where you've been and where you need to go. Also, you know, astrology, right? Look to your north node. Where does it say you're supposed to head in this lifetime? Look at your south node. What are you coming with? You know what I mean? Like, my south node, I believe, is in Pisces. So that intuition is natural for me. The empathy, it's natural for me. The ability to understand emotional perspectives of everyone without getting caught up in my own rigid views, that's natural for me. So lean into your what you're good at and lean out of what you don't want anymore and trust that the universe has to replace it with something else that's vibrating at the same energy as you. Going full circle moment, anxiously attached with the emotionally avoidant. If I'm not anxiously attached anymore and I love myself wholeheartedly and I'm waiting until someone meets me to love me the same, the emotionally avoidant is not a match for me anymore. So now someone healthy has to come in to match that. Same thing with the career. I'm not going to settle for less than I get paid. I want to get paid more than that. You're eventually going to energetically align, but a lot of us, we want quick fixes, quick dopamine. It's social media. It's really affected us. But that's kind of like, that's how the past life works. Wherever you feel stifled is where you were stifled in the past and what you're meant to break free of in this lifetime. So yeah, I know this was a long one, guys. Please let me know what you thought in the comments. I would love to know if you would want me to do more like these. Like I said, if you guys want more videos like these, please make sure you comment so that it gets offered to more people, if you know what I mean. But basically, I feel like this is all kind of piggybacking off the movie The Matrix, where it's like, there's a part where I guess he goes to the lady and he's like, am I the one? And she's like, no. And the reason he's not the one is because he doesn't realize it himself yet. So until you step into your own power, you're not in alignment with who you need to be or who you came to be. Like, but those are all steps and chapters to learn, right? Again, we don't bully the freshman for not being a senior. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like Neo, whatever that guy from The Matrix name, I think it's Neo. He wasn't the one because he didn't believe in himself yet. When he knew he was the one, he wouldn't have to ask himself. So it's like, I believe I don't deserve less than what I'm being offered. Now you move up a step. You've completed a chapter from a past life. Now that's resolved. Now we're going to move even further. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how it works. So I'm going to leave it here, besties. Like I said, if you made it to the end, please leave a purple heart so I know. And share this with your friends if you have any woo-woo friends that you think would like this. Because, hey, if more people follow me that are woo-woo, we could do more woo-woo content because they'll keep winning in the polls. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it here. I would love to hear what you guys think about this one in the comment section because this was fun for me. I enjoyed it. But anyway, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok if it's not banned. If you want to book a private reading with me, thekarmicdf.com. I'm almost done with my wait list. So if you want to be on the wait list, email me. Check out my website. If you want to download my new song, I would love that. You would enjoy it, especially if you're someone who wants to free yourself from unhealthy connections. But I'm going to leave it here, besties. Thank you so much. I'll put up a poll sometime this week for a new video idea. And I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you so much for watching.
Life's complicated, we all have our faults. The more we are separate, we close off our hearts. No vulnerability and we can't connect. Lean on our vices to try and forget that we're only human, we all want the same. Egos and pride differ when we're to blame. Now you're alone in tears asking God why. Imagine what happened if we simply tried.